Republicans are trying to use their budget bill to make Trump immune from federal courts. The Senate is back in session today to consider Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, a disaster of a bill that would kick millions of Americans off of their healthcare to give trillions in tax cuts to billionaires. But buried deep in the bill is a hidden provision that would make it nearly impossible for federal courts to enforce their rulings. Let's take a look at section 70302 of the bill, which says, quote, "No court of the United States may enforce a contempt citation for failure to comply with an injunction or temporary restraining order if no security was given when the injunction or order was issued." Translation, if the Trump administration ignores a court order, as they already have, this bill would make federal courts powerless to hold them accountable. The only purpose of this provision is to weaken the power of the federal courts. Why? Because unlike this bill, which has to pass through Congress, almost everything Trump has done so far has been through executive orders. And unsurprisingly, so much of it is illegal, which is why the courts have blocked him dozens of times. But for the first time in history, the president's administration has defied the directives from the courts, even defying the Supreme Court itself. So Congress stuffed a provision into their must-pass budget bill that would neuter federal courts from holding the Trump administration in contempt of court. Here's the bottom line. Congress has already abandoned its role as a co-equal branch, as a check on Trump. And now they're trying to strip the courts of their power too. This bill is a disaster. It slashes healthcare for millions, gives massive tax cuts to the ultra-rich, and adds trillions to the national debt. But if that wasn't enough for you, it also dismantles our last line of defense for our democracy. So call your senators, regardless of which party they're in, and tell them to vote no on Trump's disastrous budget bill.